What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm really pumped up for the DBZ Sparking Zero. Let's talk about everything about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. With the launch of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, we've got a massive roster to break down, and I will share my first impressions of the roster and what we are getting here. So let's jump straight into the video. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero features an impressive character roster of over 182 playable characters, spanning across every arc of the Dragon Ball series, from the original Dragon Ball all the way up to Dragon Ball Super and even some non-canon characters. We're going to break down the roster into several categories, such as the Saiyans, normal Earthlings, Namekians, androids, Majins, gods, and some outer world alien characters. Each group brings something unique to the table. So let's just start things off with the Saiyans. The Saiyan roster is stacked with all your favorites: Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, Broly, and even some less common characters like Turles and Raditz. And Ultra Instinct is making a debut as Goku's ultimate transformation in the game. Even though we did not see Bardock's Super Saiyan form here, maybe in a DLC they'll add him somehow. I hope so. Now Goku himself has more than 15 character slots here. Add another 8 or 10 slots for Vegeta. Moving on to the androids, first we've got the Metacooler return. And from the Android saga, we have Android 16, 17, 18, and even the more obscure 19 and Dr. Gero, and alongside with Cell in his various transformations. We also have Android 13's story included. Now let me tell you a fun fact here. In this new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero game, androids in this game have energy absorption techniques, allowing you to drain your opponent's energy and turn it against them. Now, I don't know which category to put these characters. We have iconic characters like Frieza with Zarbon and Dodoria. Obviously Frieza's big brother, Cooler and the Ginyu Force, and the random generic soldiers are in Frieza Force. Now, moving on from that, here's where things get really interesting. The God of Destruction. We have Beerus, Whis, and Zamasu representing the divine beings, each with powers that can wipe out enemies with ease. Beerus's canon move called Hakai is a one-hit finisher that'll be tough to counter. So far, all the characters I mentioned above are free to unlock by playing the campaign story. And as a surprise, there are some exclusive characters appearing in Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. Gogeta, Vegito, and even Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta are joining the roster as pre-order bonuses, adding even more fusion options. There's also word that future DLCs will include characters from the latest Dragon Ball Super manga arcs, so stay tuned for the DLC's updates for upcoming months. So the one single character I was expecting was Hachiyak. Sparking Zero has lots of big massive tank characters like Hirude Gorn, Lord Slug, legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and some Saiyan Apes transformations. When you think of Dragon Ball villains, names like Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu might easily come to mind. But there's one character whose story often slips through the cracks: Hachiyak. This character was literally got skipped and not in the game or any DLC, tracing his roots, abilities, and the narrative that makes him one of Dragon Ball's most intriguing foes. Welcome to the ultimate breakdown of Hachiyak's story in Dragon Ball. Hachiyak made his debut in the Dragon Ball Z plan to eradicate the Saiyans, an original video animation released in 1993. Unlike many iconic villains, Hachiyak didn't come from the Dragon Ball manga or main anime series, which is partly why he remains lesser known to fans. However, his origin ties back to the brutal history of the Saiyan race and their conquest across the universe. Hachiyak's story begins with the Tuffles, a technologically advanced but peaceful race that once thrived on planet Plant, later renamed Planet Vegeta. The Saiyans, a warrior race known for their lust for battle, invaded the Tuffles' homeworld, leading to a bloody conflict known as the Saiyan Tuffle War. Despite their advanced technology, the Tuffles were eventually wiped out by the Saiyans under the light of a full moon, harnessing their great ape forms to ensure victory. However, one Tuffle scientist, Dr. Reichi, survived the massacre and swore vengeance against the Saiyan race. Using his scientific genius, Dr. Reichi developed a machine fueled by hatred, the Hachiyak. This biomechanical creation was designed to amplify and manifest the collective hatred of the Tuffle race against the Saiyans, making it a literal embodiment of their desire for revenge. Hachiyak wasn't just a weapon, it was the ultimate manifestation of negative energy. As Dr. Raichi used the Destron gas machine to poison Earth's atmosphere, the Z-Fighters, including Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and Piccolo, set out to destroy these machines, only to discover Raichi's true intention. When they finally confronted him, they realized that Hachiyak was waiting in the shadows, gaining power from Raichi's hatred. After Dr. Raichi was defeated, Hachiyak fully manifested, revealing itself as a towering, biomechanical juggernaut. Hachiyak's power level rivals that of even the most fearsome Dragon Ball villains. One of his most notable abilities is the Revenge Cannon, a devastating energy blast that grows stronger the more hatred it absorbs. Unlike typical energy attacks in Dragon Ball, Hachiyak's Revenge Cannon gains potency based on the anger and negative energy around him, making it an unpredictable and formidable weapon. What made Hachiyak even more dangerous was his self-revival system. Each time he takes damage, Hachiyak can absorb the surrounding hatred and regenerate, meaning the more you fight him, the stronger and more resilient he becomes. This mechanic is why Goku and the others struggled. Their very attempts to defeat Hachiyak only fed his power. The battle between Hachiyak and the Z-Fighters is one of the most intense clashes in the Dragon Ball universe. Despite their combined strength, Hachiyak's overwhelming power and relentless regeneration pushed Goku and his allies to their limits. Unlike traditional villains, who rely on brute strength or cunning, Hachiyak's strength lies in his embodiment of hatred, making him more dangerous the longer the battle dragged on. It wasn't until Goku discovered the core weakness of Hachiyak, his delayed attack pattern, that they found a way to exploit his vulnerability. Timing their strikes in unison, the Z-Fighters delivered a combined attack, overpowering Hachiyak's Revenge Cannon and ultimately destroying him. This climactic moment showcased that even the strongest hatred couldn't triumph over unity and teamwork, a central theme in Dragon Ball. While Hachiyak's story concluded and planned to eradicate the Saiyans, his legacy didn't end there. The character has made several appearances in other Dragon Ball media, including the video games Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 and Dragon Ball Heroes, where his backstory is further expanded. These appearances allowed fans to experience Hachiyak's overwhelming power firsthand, cementing him as a fan-favorite villain among hardcore Dragon Ball enthusiasts. His story remains a haunting reminder of the consequences of unchecked hatred and the desire for vengeance. Hachiyak stands out as one of the most unique Dragon Ball villains because he isn't driven by personal ambition, greed, or a lust for power. Instead, he's the embodiment of an entire race's suffering, born from a deep-seated desire for revenge. This concept makes him a truly tragic villain, a manifestation of the darker aspects of the Dragon Ball universe that often go unexplored. So the next time you think about the most powerful villains in Dragon Ball, remember the one who was fueled not by his own desires, but by the collective hatred of a fallen race. Hachiyak is more than just a powerful foe. He's a symbol of the darker side of Dragon Ball's epic saga. And that's the story of Hachiyak, the embodiment of vengeance. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Dragon Ball content. Until next time, peace out.
I am neither Goku nor Vegeta! I am the one who will destroy you!